Hey guys, and welcome on back. Got just a short video for you today. I got time to work on getting the grass texture made for the balance. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's grass and it's going to be kind of hard for the character to really see much of the detail, but we mainly I needed to focus on how it acted when light touched it. So as you can see, when creating it, I'm mainly focused on the density of my normal maps and roughness and things like this, which I didn't have to do too much to really create what I wanted. I just had to adjust levels here to match up just a little bit more so that all those tones are right where they need to be. And as you can see, just by making that adjustment, the texture tones that you get, the reflections aren't as strong. And that's what I wanted to make sure, because when you see grass, it doesn't reflect any shine, any glistening. Only when there's water on it does it do that. And so in my mind, I thought, why not just have just a little bit of that glistening shine on the grass, but not have it so strong, because I'm thinking if I'm going to have it shine like that, maybe that can be like the sliminess of the grass. But as I thought of it more and more, I was like, ooh, slippery grass. So I'd have to then create something to create slippery grass. So what I ended up doing was going with just something like this, where it just looks like when you look at it at the right angle, you can see some minor reflections going on, some bounce back of light. And that's just enough to show that the grass could have maybe some grass can have maybe some dew on it, or maybe it's just a little wet from maybe a creature peeing on it or licking it, something like that. It's just makes it feel a little bit more organic when the light is hitting it, because in real life when we see our green luscious lawns up in our front of our houses or by our apartments, you don't really see any white coming back to you. You just see the straight color and no white bounce light or reflection points coming off of it, unless it was early in the morning and there was some fresh dew on it, or it just rained. You might see a bit of more sheen and glossiness to it. But for regular grass, there is no gloss. It's a very flat, rubbery texture. And so that's exactly what I nailed with getting a very flat, rubber like texture going here. And that pretty much does it for grass. I added in the purple tones because I established within this world, with the leaves on our trees being purple, then at that point, everything that is green is purple. Now, that's not to mean there isn't green in this world. It's just green leaves are harder to find than there would be to find some shades of purple and blue leaves. Because when we have green leaves, they change to the reds and yellows and browns. But with these purple leaves, I want to change them to the purple, blues, and reds, or the purple, blues, and yellows. Something that is a little bit more alien, since I want life to feel more chaotic and more out of the ordinary on this world that I'm creating. Just so that we can just so that the players kind of feel like life took a different role when things were given an abundance of life, when life was given its own uncontrolled pattern. Things evolved differently, so these trees evolved with different colors because the leaves have being more scaly in nature or more animal in nature. So they're not just this plant isn't a plant. This plant is a living being connected through this force of life that just throws everything into anything. So I know it's hard to talk about because it's not something that's a very common subject with life. Life has been controlled in its own ways in our reality. Life is death and death is life in the same regards, whereas in this world life is life and death is death. There is no combination to them. Death is able to go crazy as well as life is able to go just as crazy, and with both of them going that insane and having that much destructive force behind them, you'll see that there needed to be a balance in them, hence why the game is called The Balance. So lots of weird things pop into my mind as I record these videos, and as I keep designing things, I keep on thinking about, wow, this concept is kind of strange, but it's going to look really cool inside the game. Players are really going to see this interesting new world and these new concepts on life and death, and it's just going to be fun. I'm excited to get into more of this stuff. So with this texture now done, I am now at the stage where the end part of my level for the vertical slice is pretty much ready to be put together and lit inside of the game engine, which is going to be the Unreal Engine. So just to show what that is, so that's something else. Just going back into the pitch document. Here's the level design for the vertical slice that we're making. Now, I have been working on this section of the vertical slice for quite a while now, creating the ground textures, the trees, the rocks that I'm going to have around there, all those little tiny things I've been working on creating, the grass even, I've created all of that. So with all of that done, I think we are ready to now to start to design this scene and to start putting it together, which will be really fun to do. So with that done, I wanted to start to move on and do something a little bit away from designing environments. I'm still going to be working on this section, but while working on this traversal section where the character has to jump and run through all these fun nooks and crannies, I want to start working on actually designing the character, designing the main player character, and get the hero made for this game, which is Kara. And I want to design her with her prologue outfit, the just draped garment that she throws onto herself that she finds nearby, and just really start to create her, because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm using the Unreal Engine guy to be my base model for scales and things like that, but I think it would be a lot more fun if I started to use the actual player model for designing all my objects, because that'll just be more interesting for you guys to see. You'll see that I'm always using the main character model to get my proper proportions and things like that, because I think I have like designed her to be roughly around 5'11", maybe a little shorter than 5'11", but just average height for a female character or for a female being in this game. And so we're going to start using this to create her, and that's going to be kind of fun because I'll get to really delve into a lot more character modeling than I've done before. I've done so much environment and prop modeling lately, and that's what I went to school for. Was I studied a lot of environment and prop model designs, but I never really did too much character modeling in school because it was just not really my passion. And so I really want to build upon those techniques for modeling a character by really putting all of that into creating my own stylized character model. And I feel like when I do that, you guys will also be able to really see what the stylistic vision for this game will be. And so I'm excited to show that to you guys. I know there wasn't much talk or much actual visual things going on in these past couple of videos on the actual project. There's been a lot of texture and things looking at textures in that regard. And we're going to slowly start picking up pace here more. And we're going to start with picking up the pace with creating a character and putting in this level design, actually designing this level bit by bit and putting in the models into the Unreal Engine for the game. And I'm excited for this. I've been enjoying every video that I record lately, and I've been enjoying being able to share this passion of game design with people who watch these videos. So please, I would love to hear more from you guys. So comment down below. Love to talk with you guys more. And feel free to like and subscribe. And with that, see you guys again in the next video.